Hey guys, Omni here. We are back for episode 7 of season 2 of Stranger Things. Now, from what I've heard, just from the comments and from our conversation over the weekend on our live chat, this episode is a little bit of a disconnect. I've heard some people very mixed on it. I've heard some people say it has nothing to do with the story or anything like that, and some people even skip this one. So it's definitely got me like a little curious, to say the least, what this episode is going to be about. So we're just going to kind of jump into things, man. The last few episodes have just been kind of crazy with the escalation, especially with the ending of the last episode with those Demogorgons breaching the hole at Hawkins' lab. It's nuts, man. That being said, we're going to go ahead and jump into things. So if you're part of that 75% of people that are watching the channel, you're not yet subscribed, or maybe you're just tuning in for the first time, I'd really appreciate it if by the end of this video, if you enjoy it, and if you enjoy the reaction, maybe hit that subscribe button, leave a like. I'd really, really appreciate it. That said, if you want to see the full-length unedited reaction to this episode or in the previous ones, you can check those out on Patreon, or if you become a member of the channel, it gets you access to those as well. You also get access to exclusive movie reactions over there, where you actually get to choose and vote on what we add to that list each month. Got monthly Q&As, behind-the-scenes footage, all kinds of stuff to try to make it worth your while. But of course, I know not everyone can do that, and a simple way you can help us out is just by liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing these videos, and helping us defeat that YouTube algorithm. That'll send down the way, guys. Let's hop into episode 7. Here we go.
She kept showing the girl in the room.
The rainbow room? What did the girl look like?
Is this gonna finally wrap us into the girl from the opening of the season?
I think she wants me to find her.
Yeah, considering I guess considering where we left off with that, like, really intense cliffhanger, I can definitely see people being a little upset that we're kicking back here and not picking up and seeing what's going on with the army of Demogorgons assaulting Hawkins at the moment. But no, 11 needs her time, so we'll see. Who knows? I could change my tune by the end of this and maybe join you guys in the frothing animosity, but we'll see.
Is that her?
Trying to find her.
Did you find her?
No.
I would assume maybe like people with her abilities might be able to mask themselves, or maybe just even be harder to find than most, because they have more of a psychic barrier up. Maybe. I mean, she definitely seems to have been honing her powers and stuff like that too over this time, having escaped. As we saw her crash that bypass. She also seemed older, too.
Becky, I found her.
Yeah, Jim Hopper.
Ah.
Some woman named Joyce Byers. Thank you. Oh, and you are Florence. I'm gonna have to call you back.
11 doesn't want Hopper in on all of this. Understandably so. He kept all this from her and made himself the enemy in her eyes. Maybe not the enemy, but opposition. You know, I wonder how dangerous it is for her to just be walking around here, knowing that she's got these ties with these government agencies and stuff. If being in the big city, there'd be eyes looking for her.
Stand-up acts. There's a spot a few blocks away.
Hello?
What do we have here?
I'm looking for my sister.
Oh, Shirley Temple lost her sister. So sad.
I saw her. Here.
Is that Collie?
Collie?
How'd you find us? I have to ask again, Shirley. You're gonna start losing things, starting with those pretty little locks of yours.
All right, man, you're about to get fucked up.
Just... I told you, stay out of my head.
So we're threatening little girls now, are we?
She knows about you.
She had this. Where did you get this?
Mama.
Your mother gave this to you?
I saw you. In the rainbow room. Sister.
Sister.
All right, who's 1 through 7? Who's 9 and 10? Must know.
How long have you been with this policeman?
327 days.
And this policeman, he thinks he can work out some sort of deal with these men to set you free.
Yes.
What you can do is incredible. It makes you very special, Jane.
Wait. Do you have a gift?
Different. I can make people see or not see whatever I choose.
But she can also... Well, unless the caving... that overpass... She just made them think they saw that.
Are you real?
Yes, I'm real.
That's cute, man.
I know that I've been gone too long, and I just want you to know that it's not because of you, and it's not because of our fight. Something came up, and I'll explain everything soon. I want you to know that I'm just sorry.
That train?
What time is it?
It's late. You slept well. Come, it's time you meet my friends.
See, I half expect... And maybe it's just because of the gang she's rolling with and stuff like that. I could just be projecting. But, like, she can make people see things, right? And I have to imagine 11 ends back up with the gang. So, did she make her see her cry when she was... Was that an illusion to get her on the team for her abilities?
Everyone you see here was in some way responsible for what happened to us.
You hurt the bad man?
No, we just give him a pat on the back.
That's one way to put it, I guess.
You kill them?
They're criminals. We simply make them pay for their crimes.
I'm a fighter. I've killed.
We're just making the first move. Come. Do you see that train?
Yes.
I want you to draw it to us.
I can't.
Last night you told me you lifted a van once.
Yes.
The bad men were trying to take your way again, and that made you angry. So find that anger. Focus on that, not the train, not its weight.
She's getting some training.
I want you to find something from your life. Something that angers you.
Ooh.
So how do you feel?
Good.
These are the bad men, as you call them. Do you know any?
Him.
450.
He hurt Mama.
Dude, he's in X-Files. Unruhe. That episode. It was around curing people with ice pick lobotomies.
Bitchin'. Bitchin'.
She looks like Evan Peters in American Horror Story before he goes to the school. Just missing the skull makeup. Man, I just feel bad because I don't want more of her innocence taken away. It's one thing to go to do it in self-defense, but like they're hunting people. I don't know. They've done bad things, but I don't know.
Okay, contestants, you have a minute and a half. Let's begin your supermarket sweep.
Egos. Just getting as many as she can carry.
Stay back.
Oh! You know, he could have easily, while being flung back like that, had pulled the trigger. And who knows who could have been hit by it. That was a little risky right there. That was definitely a lot of luck in play with that one.
Hello, Ray.
Jesus Christ!
Do you remember us?
Oh!
What about us? Do you remember us, Ray?
I can help you find him.
Find who?
Brenner! I can take you to him.
Papa is gone.
No, he is alive.
Is he? I could have swore he died. How would he know, though? I don't know.
Oh, shit. Please don't. Please.
We gotta go, Kay. They called the cops.
We finish this first. Jane, now!
Please.
If you wanted to show mercy, that is your choice. But don't you ever take away mine. Ever. Do you understand? Do you understand?
No, because that becomes her choice to be idle. Nah, not how that rolls. If she has the power to stop you and doesn't, that is just as on her. Eat shit. Sorry, I don't know. I don't have good vibes from this crew, man. Like, I get they're on like their own little crusade of revenge, but it's
May I said. And face him again. Face who? The man who calls himself our father. Papa is dead.
That man tonight disagreed.
You're not real.
she's manipulating her again.
This time, you have a wound, 11,
You can see her
terrible
moving her
wound.
hands back there too.
and it's festering.
Get out of my
Cop recognized their van.
Maybe we can call you L, short for 11. Compromise?
Something that's kind of in between. It's like halfway happy.
And once we fix it up, it's gonna be nice.
It's your new home.
I need to get through! I need to get through! Whoa, whoa, whoa! I need to warn them, it's a trap! I have to get through, it's a trap! I need to tell them it's a trap!
Oh, okay. I was like, is that the shit breaking in at the lab? It's such a fucking useful power of hers. But they gotta be careful, because they're still able to be touched. Yeah. Does a muffle sound, though? Because, I mean, she was able to make the sound of of that flooding toilet, so maybe. Whoa! I mean, it's an illusion, but that's so fucking cool. Dude, that looks like the fucking landscape in Halo Infinite.
Jane, get in. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I have to go back. My friends are in danger. We belong together. There's nothing for you back there. They cannot save you, Jane.
But she can save them. I don't know, she's actually crying, though. Maybe she did actually care, and it wasn't a manipulation in the beginning. It definitely was when she was trying to trick her, manipulate her with Brenner, though. I don't know. Maybe a bit of both.
You mind if I join you?
I don't trust any strangers in this that go near 11. They could be agents.
So, where you headed?
I'm going to my friends. I'm going home.
Okay, I can see why people aren't thrilled with that episode, but I liked it, and it's kind of necessary. It's necessary to the story, though. So, like, I don't know. I definitely wouldn't skip it in a rewatch, because so far, I mean, in this season, 11 she's been on her own journey. Like, because of everything that happened at the end of season 1, she's had to have been at arm's length with everybody for their own protection. And, you know, through all the lies, through the pain, that struggle, everything that was happening from that isolation was pushing her away from everybody. You know, she had so many questions. Some people she trusted had those answers. Everything was pushing her away, but she needed to go on this path, go down this journey, learn about herself and what she values and what she has to come back. Like, she's been off on her own island while everybody else has been having the season happen to them. She's just been on an island passively observing. Not even observing. She has no idea what is going on because she's been kept out of the loop. So we needed this episode to bring her back into the fold. Narratively, that's one of the only ways I think they could have done it. I mean, especially with the answers that she needs as a person to feel completed. You know, she knows she's got a sister out there. She knows she doesn't necessarily have to be with her, but she knows she's got family out there. She knows what has happened to some of these people. She's not going down the same path her sister is. You know, she learned about her mother. She learned about her aunt. You know, she's heard Hopper. From that moment that got me to tear up last time too, was him talking and apologizing over the radio, just hoping that it would fall on her ears. She knows why he did what he did. She knows what's going on there. The only thing that, like, she doesn't know anything about is the whole Max situation, which understandably so would make her upset. But still, that doesn't stop her. The reason she was so angry to begin with is because she was she thought Mike betrayed her, but that never made her stop caring about him. That's why she was upset, because she cares about him. And that's why it hurts so much. So seeing them all in danger and everything that's going on, she has to rush back. That gets her involved in the narrative now. Because so far, the way everything was played out and structured, like, it just wouldn't make... I mean, I'm sure they could have written it a different way. They didn't need to have this episode in there. They could have just had the mother be the end bit of it, and then rubber band her back into the plot after that. So I do get it feels a little detached, but it's also expanding upon the lore, and it also expands upon what has happened to her in her past, this project. Why is she number 11? That automatically implies there were people before her. So it's expanding the world through this narrative, showing us more of the people that were involved, expanding the range and the scope of the project they were working on, and also giving a crossroads for her to make a choice. What is she going to do with her abilities? What is she going to do now that she's found her mother? What is she going to do now that she found her sister? Is she going to follow her path on revenge? Or is she going to be the hero that the gang has been presenting her as, building her up as, you know, a protector, a savior in a lot of ways? You know, they compared her to a superhero so many times, and this is the crossroads. She could have easily went down the road of becoming the Punisher, or she could have easily went down the road to being the Daredevil. Like, there's two ways where she could have went. Punish wrongdoers who are doing wrong actively, rather than hunting people and preventing them from doing wrong. It's literally Moon Knight right now. This is a choice between Ahmet and a choice between Khonshu at this point. I'm bringing that into the fold. Who knows? Anybody that's not watching the Marvel stuff or not familiar with Punisher or the Daredevil, you might not get those references. But I think it's, you know, I think it's an easy kind of concept. I think it's easy to get the gist of what I'm trying to say, at least. And I think that this choice needed to be there. And I think it makes it even more powerful to come from somebody she would have wanted, her blood family, her connected family, the family from her past. Even though she's not blood related to this sister, they have this shared trauma, this shared past, this shared history that predates anything she has in Hawkins with the people that's become her found family. So there's this longing for that connection, which the sister, I don't even know if we got her name, Connie? Was that her name? I can't remember. Who was like, I feel whole now, because she knew she was gone. She knew she had to leave her behind. She just came back one day and 11 was gone. So like, she's had that same void in her heart all this time and felt that completion. They both did. She wanted her to come along her journey, and I'm sure 11 would have preferred her to come the other way. I mean, they both have their own found families on this point, and it was, I don't know. I think narratively this was I think it's a fairly strong episode. And it's just a turning point for 11, and it's the first moment this season in which the story is actually happening to 11. You know, like, she's just been sidelined this whole time, and like, we've been waiting and waiting. She's been drifting and drifting and drifting, and this is the first moment where she was able to break out, discover things on her own, and we needed to see where that path landed and what kind of pivotal life choice that was going to create for her to make her realize Hawkins is her home. Because everything, like I said, everything was pushing her away. Like, everything that Jim was doing, like, regardless of, you know, the good intentions that were there, she couldn't see it in the heat of the moment, especially when she uncovered the files that he knew the secret about who her mother was, knew what happened to her, and she had to discover that for herself. Otherwise, she was going to blame Hopper forever. And yeah, man, I don't know. I really enjoyed the episode. I definitely get why people would want to skip it, because it's not the main story, and we cut away from a very high intensity moment in the previous episode. But I mean, I think it's extremely relevant and necessary to the story that's being told. So I mean, that's just me. Maybe you've been a little I don't know. Is this what you expected, for me to actually like it? I mean, the gang was a piece of shit. They were all like, I get where the sister's coming from, but I like her being a foil for 11. You know, different but the same. You know, same past, same history, different ways they're handling it. Like, it's the road 11 could easily have gone down. You know, it's that turning point where you're just like, we're not so different, you and I, where you have your kind of villain. I wouldn't put them as like villainous. I think this is more like a Venom and Spider-Man situation, where same road, but diverging ways of delivering justice in a way. And here I go, bringing it right back to the superheroism. Well, the show instills that in us itself with all of its geeky content, so I think it's well-oriented, or well-deserved. So yeah, anyway, I know what some of you think. Did anybody like this episode? Well, guys, that's it for now. I'll go ahead and pass it off to you. I know a lot of you didn't like it. Maybe some of you did. let's talk about some redeeming qualities in the episode. Let's do that. Sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. Feel free to join our Discord. We could talk about it there as well. Links to that on my socials down below if you want to see the full-length reaction. Remember, that's on Patreon, or if you become a member of the channel, gets you access as well. And speaking of, before we go, I want to shout out our channel legends: Amanda, Cher, Ryan, Karen, Philly Vane, Yori, Korskov, Margaret Grace, Mary Bradley, Nate Prouty, and Melita. Thank you guys, as always, for your continued support, and everybody who's been supporting this series here on the channel. Love you guys, and I'll see you all in the next episode of Stranger Things. Take care, everybody.